I'm really getting fed up and dealing with African Americans and a Christian God. I mean, I've had so many conversations with these morons that I don't even know what to say. I mean, I've never tried to disabuse or deconvert these some bitches, but these motherfuckers are really, really stupid. I mean, a vast majority of the black Christians are, completely morons. I mean, they don't have an idea of what's going on in the science world at all. I mean, I can't even explain how many motherfuckers I've had debates with in regards to human beings being considered as great apes or primates. Like, these motherfuckers are just totally uneducated, willfully. I mean, if you go and look into these churches, you go and look in the behaviors of, the decision making from the administration or the pastor on down, these people are just jokes. I mean, they misrepresent the Bible very, very bad. And then they're so quick to tell you when you point it out, well, you can't judge me, everyone sins, or don't look at man, look up into God. I mean, if you representing God, wouldn't you be the first motherfucker I see? Like, when you evaluate a program, don't you evaluate the performance, the output of that program? You just don't look at the program itself and all the intricacies of the program and like, wow, this is really great, but never really evaluate the performance. I mean, as far as I can see, black Christians, they have the highest divorce, highest domestic abuse incidents. I mean, highest crime rate. They're thieves. I mean, they rob and stealing from their own community. I mean, I read what is wrote in the Bible, but I just don't see it in these black Christians' behavior. I really don't. They talk that shit though. They talk a good shit though. I mean, these people would, jump on Bible, but go look into their lives. I mean, ask some questions about principles. Ask some questions about the Bible itself. They couldn't tell you shit. Most of these motherfuckers think that the Bible is one book, not knowing that it's a compilation of books. I mean, these motherfucking morons. I mean, these black motherfuckers are really, really stupid. These black Christians are morons. And they're very, very good at proselytizing. There's one thing I can say about these motherfuckers. They're good deceivers because, see, they come into your life when you're down, when your back is against the wall, and they come rushing in with God this, God that, Jesus this, Jesus that. Well, shit don't got nothing to do with Jesus or God. I mean, even if there is a God, I mean, God have already given you 5 senses to figure out what you need to fucking do, right? Why the fuck you need someone in the sky to give you special treatment? This is all this is about, special treatment. It's no different from when you deal with Africans and Juju or Haitians and they voodoo, right? Like it's supposed to give you a one-up, right? Like we live in a very tough world to survive. All right, so I can understand that weaker individuals will run to this idea that there's some imaginary fairy tale or fairy. I don't know what the fuck it is, man. Jesus Christ, I guess, or Allah. I mean, they got all different types of names, but to give them benefits to survive, right? Rather than just using your intelligence, right? Your work ethic, your backbone, right? And moving forward. See, these Negroes are very, very good at that. I will say that. They know how to come into your life and tell you a sweet dream, and right when you're at the bottom, or right when you're struggling, or you at the crossroads of a problem, stuck in a conundrum, right? They're good. Oh, Jesus, right? But these would be the same motherfuckers with bastard kids. These would be the same motherfuckers not raising their own kids, right? Blaming the bitch if it's a nigga. If it's a chick, she's blaming the dude, right? Even if you watch the black women in church, right? Like, black women are in church, really, the black woman's gonna take over the black church. It's only a matter of time. See, the bitch, they do all the work in there. They hang out with each other, right? They all act like they like Pastor Pookie, right? Or Pastor Jenkins, but they really don't. They're just trying to push out Pastor Jenkins so they could take over. Because that's really what the black churches really is. It's just it's just an alpha male with a mic and a gown and a whole bunch of black bitches and a couple beta males in there to keep the flock together. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. I mean, if you go into these churches, these people they're not teaching love or teaching how to really do something, because if they did, you would see it in the community. I mean, if you go and look at all the great churches, you go and look around the environment, they're like majority of the HBCUs. They're in the hood. I mean, they're surrounded by murderers, pedophiles, and rapists, right? Stealers, thieves. Now, you would think that a mega-sized church, roughly $10, $15 million building, you would think that they could at least clean up, at least a 3 or 4 mile block radius, right? Nah, these institutions is all about money. It's all about making money. That's all it is. That's all it is. No redistribution, though. I mean, making money and building something. No. It's all about making money for that alpha male, the one in the gown, the pastor, bishop, or, the first lady, whatever fucking crazy names they're carrying these days, These people are the lowest of the lowest because they prey on the poor. They prey on the poor and the desperate, the ignorant, the stupid. I mean, they prey on the lowest of the lowest. The lowest people with the lowest IQs, right? The people with the lowest incomes, the people with the lowest opportunities. They prey on these people, bring them in. Because see, power is in the people. So you control people, you got power. And that's what these churches is all about, period. It's all about. That's all it's about. Getting that money, having people do what you say, and that's it. I mean, majority of black people, you could tell that it's fucked up for a lot of black Christians. Simply not because, assuming that Christianity is true. Look at what is written in the Bible and look at the behaviors in the black community. Now, I understand that they say that all of them are not Christians. They are always quick to tell you that. Well, that person's not a right Christian because they speak in tongues, right? This person's not a right Christian because they don't speak in tongues. They're always telling who's a Christian, who's not a Christian. But we all know there's only one motherfucker that would know that. And that's the person that they say they follow, Yahweh, right? But they'll tell you that they're Christians and they know who's not a Christian. They always got, if you notice that when you talk to these people, they always have some type of esoteric knowledge, occult knowledge that no one else has but them. And some ghostly figure comes and tells them to them at nighttime. I also noticed that these are the same people that say this nonsense have no education normally, right? I mean, none. I'm not talking about what you do in school, right? I'm talking about just knowledge of the world. They don't even know who wrote the books that they read from the Bible. They don't know the timeline of the Bible. They don't realize that Abraham, doesn't date any earlier than the last dynasty of Egypt. I mean, so we all know that these people were just offshoots of Egypt, right? In that area. It's so many things that I can't even really think of all of them. The things that these black folks see, the white ones are different because at least with the white ones, they would debate. White people would at least debate the idea of a God, regardless if you like it or dislike it. They have these intelligent debates, right? Black people debating about if there's a God or no God. All I can tell you is this about being a black atheist. Sometimes I had to stay strapped when I talk to these niggas about my disbelief in their God, because these niggas would try to kill you. I'm telling you, they would try to kill you. Debating black people and intelligence. That's like the antithesis of each other, man. Blacks and intelligence, they don't go too well. It really doesn't. Just look at the behavior, look at the decisions. Now, they can claim all day that, they have some type of, like I said, occult knowledge, esoteric knowledge that no one else knows, and that's why I can't see. I always tell them that if I have to believe in something to see something, therefore it must not exist. Because I don't have to believe in objects to know that object exists, because I could just go touch that object, even though I tell myself it doesn't exist. It's still going to exist. All right? It's external to who I am. But see, their whole idea of God is internal to who they are. That's why, if you notice, that when you talk to these niggas, they jump on a high and mighty horse when they talk about things that as Christians should and shouldn't be doing, based off the things that they don't do. So say, for instance, they've never been a smoker. They'd be the first ones on the pulpit, the first ones shouting in the hoods that smoking is against God, right? Smoking, you ruin the body, temple of the body, or some bullshit scripture they would pull, right? But they got 3 bastard kids. You ask, well, you got bastard kids. Shouldn't you gotten married? Well, you know, I'm not perfect, right? That's what they would tell you. See, they are very, very good in making God who God is for them. That's why the Christians don't get along. That's why you got all these goddamn denominations. All right? You got one motherfucker saying, one denomination said you got to speak in tongues to show your salvation. You got another denomination that says that you don't have to do that. Right? Now, they'll tell you, well, we all Christians because we believe in Jesus. We just debating on, you know, certain parts of the Bible. But I'm thinking to myself, if it's one message, one God. I'm sorry, I'm going to reorder that. One God equals one message. Why would he tell one person to speak in tongues to reveal their salvation and another person that they don't have to do that? It's crazy. Why would one message be to baptize in the Holy Trinity and another message to baptize in Jesus' name? You right? See, this is how you know that these motherfuckers are morons. They can't even read the Bible that they say they read and get the message correct. You know? Why? Because a lot of these motherfuckers are going off this spirituality bullshit. Majority of spiritual people that I've ever met and encountered, and I argue that they're irrational people. They're very, very emotional people. They're the type of motherfuckers that feel shit before it happens. But see, the reason why they can't distinguish between a guess and its really true power, they think it's true power because they might get it right 2 or 3 times or really save their life, right? And they tell everyone, man, I got Jesus on the main line, right? Tell him what he want, right? They say that nonsense. But see, they never really calculate, you know, how many times they missed, how many times their intuition was incorrect. And once you take in that in, you tell that they're going to be around 60% accurate. They were just guessing. That's all, just like anything else. You know, we all human beings have intuition levels, all right? Some people are more in tune with it. Some people rely on it more. That's why they're the ones to tell you that, you know, Jesus come and talk to them. I mean, those people would blow my mind. It always bothered me that when Jesus spoke, he always spoke to the one that was the most savage, right? I mean, the one that had a whole bunch of kids, on drugs, robbed and stealing, perhaps even killed motherfuckers. Jesus loved talking to those niggas. But the ones that doing everything they should be doing and living somewhat of a decent life, a Christian life, right? God got 2 cents for them. They just going off their faith. See, these black niggas, are pimping the Bible, man. I mean, it's a very good art, and they learned it. They learned it very well by their master. The master told them, you know, how to do it, and, you know, they eventually bought onto it, you know. In 70s, 80s, 90s, the early 2000s, I mean, the black church changed dramatically since the 40s, 30s, and 20s, right? At one point in time, the black church was a social institution to help, you know, the weak, you know, to help the lost. Not just with their soul, but also their body, their flesh. The church, there ain't no money in that shit, you know. So what the church does is this. They pull in for every dollar, they may give 1%, 2%, 3% that in food. And tell people, oh, we're doing this for the community. But if you look at the budget and how many dollars they collected and and their expenditures, the motherfucking minister is probably getting 30, 40% in salary. All right? A minister who never went to a real college. I mean, most of these dudes got seminary degrees. I mean, you should actually look this shit up. I mean, the black community is really, really fucked. I mean, at least in the white community, the Catholic church, I mean, at least you got to have some type of credentials. The black church, man, you got pimps who just got tired of pimping and, you know, picked up a microphone and found out they had the true gift of gab. Became ministers. You know, and then some will get, you know, savvy, go to seminary school. I mean, you really got to look up these schools, man. They're not accredited at all right? But these schools be teaching these motherfuckers that, you know, the world began 10,000 years ago. I mean, these are the schools these people go to, man, and they wonder why the ministers are stupid. You know, folks who follow TD Jakes, or I call him TD Snakes. I mean, you got to be a fucking fool. I seen a video one time of TD Snakes getting hands laid on him by Tyler Perry. And Tyler Perry speaking in tongues. A fucking faggot who dresses up and dresses up as a woman. I even had one motherfucking stupid bitch tell me, or how did I know that Tyler Perry was gay? I said, look, it doesn't matter if he's gay or not. The motherfucker wear women clothes to make money. You show me in the Bible how that's Christian-like. You know? She got quiet. Because the motherfuckers don't read. See, Christianity is for motherfuckers who are illiterate. Christianity is for people with low IQs. And that's why you see so many blacks, again, in partaking in this nonsense. Because majority of blacks, like I said, I've been saying this for a while. If you've seen any of my videos, majority of blacks have a low IQ. I mean, when I'm saying low, I mean below 80, 85 maybe, below 85. For real. This is why they were so willing to believe in nonsensical things, like improbable things. Like, I've talked to black men who would tell me that, they can make it without a college degree because Jay-Z did. And the ones who smart dumb, right? They hit you with, well, Bill Gates didn't graduate and he's the richest man in the world, right? Like, these people are just hilarious. Like, they believe in that type of shit. They believe that they will always be that anomaly, and that's how they live their life. They make their decisions on being an anomaly. So when that shit don't happen, right, then they just tell you, well, it wasn't God's plan. Nah, nigga, it wasn't common sense plan, right? And when it does happen, oh man, shit, you got a converted Christian for life. Because they're always going to remind you that, well, I didn't believe there's a God because when I was in this predicament, this happened, therefore there must be a God because it happened and I can't explain it. That's what they'll tell you. And then they had the audacity to tell you that, how can you be a black atheist when all the things that God has done for you, or all the things that the man has tried to destroy you, and you still here? Or they'll say, why are you here? How did you get here? Like, they ask you the most stupidest questions, man. And then when you tell them you don't know, right, they say, well, God did it, right? Then you ask them to provide evidence. Oh, you don't need no evidence, right? But you tell that some bitch Philistine that you got $1 million in your pocket, he will never believe you. Because, see, they know how to count well. They know how to count money. They know how to count that money. They know if you got $1 million in your pocket. But everything else, right, doesn't need evidence. Everything else needs evidence other than their whole belief system. Anytime you say something to them, prove it, right? But when you ask them to prove it or even show any type of glimmer of evidence, nothing. See, they morons. They really are. Religion is for the moron, for real. It's a great thing to control morons. Otherwise, without religion, we probably have to put these motherfuckers down like a feral dog, right? These people are crazy, man. They probably a couple IQ points away from, killing the kids. I don't know. These motherfuckers are crazy. I've seen black families have a sick child and pray rather than take their child to doctor. And these are people that I thought there wasn't even like zealots, right? Of a religion. Like, they were just, I thought they were considered moderates. They the ones who would say, you know what, I would buy into evolution, right? But they would go around and do some shit like this, all in the belief. And then when they fail, they always they never could be wrong, ever. Because, see, the way they cherry pick God is very easy for them to always win. That's why it's a circular reasoning logic, right? If they make a mistake or if things don't go according to plan, it wasn't God's will. When things go according to plan, then it's God's will. So basically what they're saying is, anytime I get what I want, God wanted it to be that way. Anytime that I didn't get what I want, then God must have wanted it to happen. right? They blame everything on the devil. The devil is their scapegoat for all their behaviors. You ask them, why you beat your child? Well, they probably back it up with some Psalms 23 bullshit, spread the rod, right? Spoil the child bullshit, right? So let me skip that one. If you ask them, why'd you go steal? You know, they respond, oh, the devil made me do it. You know, the poor old devil always fucking with me, you know? But the God's gonna come and deliver me. I'm back now, right? That's what they do. They never take blame. They never take the blame for when they fuck up, and they take all the righteousness when things go according to what God's plan, I guess, right? Or whatever they had planned. These people are morons. And people are morons. They try to use Jesus and the whole idea, you know, the Exodus of the Hebrews, trying to galvanize blacks early 60s and 50s, right? You know, because a lot of blacks were suffering real harshness and dealing with a real racist America at that time. Overt racism. So they try to use that idea to galvanize blacks to fight back, right? But I mean, religion is not going to get you nowhere. It's not. Yeah, it may get you some people because people will come because they're religious. But you got stupid people. When your average parishioner or your average crew member, right, IQ's around 65, 70. I mean, you ain't doing shit. I mean, once the leader falls, it's over. It's over. That's why when King fell, it was over. It wasn't no Medusa. It wasn't a new person that took the new head, you know, took the throne. And the ones that tried, I mean, like I said, it was over. It was over. See, blacks and the black church is dead. The black church is nothing. It's just an old relic that's there sucking in a whole bunch of resources. And it's a place for people to go and brag about their new Cadillac or, you know, some new job or a new bitch or whatever it is, you know, a place to gossip. That's it. That's all it is. There ain't no real true development going on, right? Because if it is, you would have seen it. Like, I don't have to visit every church and know ain't shit going on. Motherfuckers may talk a good game in church. Shit, the minister may, you know, be a very, very charismatic individual. I'm not denying that. But what is actually being done? Are the lives being changed? Hell no. Hell motherfucking no. Highest divorce rates is among black Christians, right? The highest STD rates among black Christians. The highest violent acts. I mean, I've never met a black Christian yet that have committed murder. I haven't. I mean, I'm sorry, I said that incorrectly. I've never met a black atheist yet that say they don't believe in God and they're going around killing people. But I've certainly met a lot of black Christians running around. They've dropped a lot of bodies, dropped a few bodies actually. So we all understand that. We know that Bible ain't teaching morality, right? We know there's a lot of moral concepts in there, but for some reason, the words on the pages are not being said to the brains, so the brains could then become a habit of that thought process, and then next thing you know, it's self-embodied, right? And these niggas can't even follow the 10 Commandments, you know? Should not have engraving images. I mean, every time I see a black motherfucker who's a Christian, they got a cross on them, right? I mean, what motherfucker celebrates someone's death? These people are savages, man. For real. You gotta be a savage to be a black Christian at this point in time. I mean, some people say maybe Uncle Tom or someone against the race. I'm not gonna go that far with it. I'm just gonna say you got a low IQ. I mean, there's really too much that anyone can do for you other than the fact that you live in a good society, a great society, where being stupid, you get rewarded. You know, you put majority, 80, 90% of these blacks who are Christians running around talking that bullshit, let those motherfuckers, drop those motherfuckers off in Africa. See what happens. See what their God is then. You know, because see, what they think is a God is only part of the system. It's back noise, it's white noise of the system. Things that happen that is inexplicable to them because they can't think, because their cognition skills are lacking. So because they can't understand it, they just attribute it to God. But the things they do understand, they don't contribute to God. Case in point, they know if you put a fucking penis in a uterus, a penis in a pussy, and ejaculation comes out. a sperm comes out of that penis into that pussy, right? During her ovulation time, she'd get pregnant. They know this shit. They got this basic science shit. I mean, they got this. But yet, how many bastard kids these motherfuckers produce every fucking year? A lot. They have no discipline. How can you be a soldier for God and you can't even control your sex? You can't even manage your sex addiction. You can't even manage how you interact with bitches, but you a minister. I mean, it's downright just stupid. And they tell you, oh, you shouldn't judge. Well, motherfucker, I'm gonna judge because I got common fucking sense, right? I got 5 senses plus my motherfucking critical thinking brain, so that's 6, right? I got 6 motherfucking senses, and you mean to tell me that I can't make a judgment call and be like, hold up, nigga, you got 5, 6 motherfucking bastard kids, but you running around here saying you a minister? I can't say that though, cause I guess I'm judging. These stupid niggas, man. They morons, man. They morons. I mean, you wonder why a lot of these motherfuckers never change. I mean, you wonder why obesity is huge in the black community. These niggas don't have no self-discipline. And those are, like, again, I'm gonna say it till I pass out. Black people's IQs are very, very low. Not because of capacity. No. They have the capacity to have an IQ of average any other human being in this world. It's the culture that they buy into, which enforces their IQ to be stuck. And if you were just so happens born with a higher IQ as a black person, you're going to be ostracized very quick. You're going to notice very quick in school, because I know I did. Definitely in high school. I mean, I couldn't even talk to a nigga in high school. Most of the black guys I fucked with, even to this day, most black men, all they talk about is pussy and sports. That's it. I mean, they so desperate to talk about pussy that they would make up scenarios on what bitch you will fuck in these situations based on these contingencies and some bullshit, right? So when you got a high IQ in the black community, man, it's actually something that's negative. If you are a male with a high IQ, I mean, you probably gonna end up fucking white bitches. That's just you stuck with white bitches. A black female with a high IQ, I mean, shit. You better go get you a white dude. You better leave the race. Because you're going to be put down because you use so-called big words. You're going to be put down because perhaps you eating certain foods, or you shop at a certain merchant, or shop with a certain merchant, right? Or you buy certain products. You're going to be put down. If you're not out there, dancing and bojaggling and, just cow tying, every Friday, Saturday night in the clubs with them, they're like, something's wrong with you. If you ain't getting high, you're popping pills and doing it every day, every weekend with them, something wrong with you. No one got 2 words for you. Now, as a male, I will say this, though. As you get older and you do something with your life, you ain't gonna have a lot of those black bitches chasing you then. Because they need a nigga to give them money. They need somebody to help them because they squander all their fucking shit during their 20s. See, these niggas are just they have low IQs. And you can't help them. I mean, that's why the social programs really hasn't changed anything for blacks. See, you can't really teach a retarded child calculus. No matter how much time you sit with them, they may get through the first chapter. After that, it's over. You're done. They're capped out. And it's the same thing with these Negroes. I mean, you can't. Do you know how hard it would be to try to tell a black female bitch, close your legs, don't fuck a nigga unless you're about to get married? Right? She'd say, I don't want to get married. I just want to live my life. Well, bitch, go get sterilized. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Hell no. What type of man would ask a woman to do that? See, they're telling you she's telling you what she wants. That I want to have a child. I don't want the father there. I want to do me. They just afraid. See, that's one of the biggest issues I have with black women. It's just they won't come out and just say it. They like to sugarcoat shit to make shit look good, feel good, but really the shit they're saying is shit. All right, they just don't want to say it outright. See, there's nothing you can do about this other than ensure these motherfuckers' population shrink over time, and that goes back to sterilizing. All right, trying to convince these people to get sterilized very young, because I mean they're gonna have 3 kids by 22. Majority of these low IQ people, they got about 3 kids by 22. Actually, majority of these people with multiple kids got low IQs. It is what it is. See, people don't want to deal with that. It's hard. I understand, because what I'm saying it's harsh. It seems like I'm putting folks down. I'm not. I'm only giving you a description of how these people are, especially the black Christians. I mean, they are the stupidest of the population. Now, they're claiming that 85, 87% of blacks are Christians, so I'm going to just go with that number and say roughly 90% of black people are Christians, or at least believe there is some type of God or some type of deist, right? So I'm just letting you know that these people who believe that also are the ones that got the low IQs. They're the ones that got, 50% of herpes, because they just, for some reason, can't stop fucking, right? So they blame the black man. Black man got about 3 baby mamas, ain't paid the child support in 10 years, right? And what you ask him how you get here, black bitches, they did it to him. But you got 4, motherfucker. You wasn't smart enough by the 4th one. See, all these things are signs of someone with a low IQ. Now, we could argue that a lack of critical thinking skills, but that's neither here nor there, because they don't have the brain composite to even have critical thinking skills. They really don't. These are byproducts of crack babies, byproducts of kids that was raised in abused homes. A lot of these individuals were abused mentally and physically. But see, mental abuse carry long-term effects. Long-term. So, it's not surprising to me that a lot of the black culture today is just ratchet, just low-grade bullshit. Period. There's nothing that's going to change. There's really no hope, no change. There's really no hope, no change. Now, folks could come to you with this whole romantic plan, but you ask them, they come with this pie in the sky. Ask them, now show me your plan. They give you the plan. You look at the plan, and they say, well, if we all just got along, get together, then everything's going to work. Okay, you ask them, how are you going to make that happen? Oh, no, I'm just going to pray about it. You stupid motherfucker. Niggas been praying since Jesus was introduced to him, man. Ain't shit changed. It just got worse. And our worse is a function of other people's decision making. So when whites feel like, fuck it, you niggas ain't eating the next decade, we ain't gonna eat the next decade. That's just how it is. That's how it is. Period. And the black leaders that do emerge to be our so-called leaders, right, the top ones, they just byproducts of the stupidity that I'm mentioning. They were hired by morons. So why would you be surprised that a Jesse Jackson does moronic shit? I mean, the people that support him are morons, right? See, the best way to tell a people if it's in a free system and it's not, the military coercion and there's no coercion going on. When there's, in this, I should say, purest form democracy, people are allowed to choose with limited influence, right? The best way to tell the people is look at the leaders that they choose. Look at black leaders, the ones that was forced upon them, plus the ones that they chose, right? See, a lot of them were forced upon us, but we chose after a while. Because if I don't like you, I'm not fucking with you, right? That's why Jesse Jackson gonna live out his whole career doing nonsense, just like his son. And now his son's, about to go to jail, right? Sharpton, that's people who survive. They peddling bullshit. But name me how many black people out there that's telling blacks to be accountable and responsible that have the support of blacks and got that national presence. Zero. See, blacks ain't gonna support you when you're talking about accountability and responsibility. Shit, if you ain't talking about the white man is the problem, they not supporting you. If you ain't talking about Jesus ain't on the main line, they're not gonna support you. Therefore, I put all the fault on black people and not white people. That's why I say you morons are morons, and I'm gonna call it for what it is. I'm gonna call a spade every time I walk out and I see you people out here doing the most disgustful, contemptuous behaviors towards each other. For what? For a couple laughs, right? Just so you go back and tell your boys how you kill a motherfucker, or what? You gonna make a rap song about it? You stupid motherfuckers. You some downright niggers, man. Period. See, the black church allowed this to happen. Sit back. Generation after generation. Because as long as they get money, they cool. See, the black church understood this. They understood this long before we did. Devaluating our political leaders. The black church knew that if they start teaching what the real Bible says, or what I should say, what the Bible is saying, right, about accountability and responsibility and making good decisions, right, niggas will flood out those motherfucking pews, right? And that minister will lose that money, and then what? He got to go work for the white man, like everyone else, right? He don't want that to happen. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna, push the boundary here and there, but overall, make sure it's lukewarm water with a whole bunch of Gerber in it, so these niggas could stomach this shit. Cause these Christians don't eat no steak. Most of these black Christians are baby Christians. They fake that shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially, and you know who I love the most is the ones that, they got their life together around 40, right? Now all of a sudden, Jesus is on the main line in their life now because their life is getting better. So now they want to go around and proselytizing everyone else on, well, yeah, you gotta be a part of, you gotta be a part of church, That's why your life is like this, because you ain't in church. Look at me. Look where I come from. Why would I talk to a moron who was a moron when they were young? Because you could look at their decisions that they made when as a young person. Now they're older, 20 years later, they're still making the same decisions. They're just different. They don't make those anymore. Especially when we know the IQ over time decreases. So you'd be stupider. Relatively speaking, you're more stupid at 40 than when you were 20. See, these things would never really be discussed in the black community because who's going to discuss this shit? I mean, I hide my face and my name and who I am and discuss it. Because I know you niggas would try to come and try to put harm to me. And I'm just going to give shots to all y'all. So I don't really give two shits about you. I don't even see you as black. I see you as a fucking savage. Someone that need to be castrated. That's what I see. Any nigga out there that's on the block, castrated. Any bitch out there making twerk videos. Any bitch out there that just got a whole bunch of kids living life trife. Castrate these motherfuckers. That's how I feel. Put the motherfuckers in the military. Shit. But, I mean, who's going to really say that and do that? Because on the flip side, politicians and business people, they make money off these people, man. They make money off their stupidity. You know what they say? Black people are liquid. 50% of black people don't have a bank. Come on. 50% of black people don't have a bank account. We're the 21st century. We are in the 21st century, and 50% of black people do not have a bank account. If you don't believe me, look it up. 50% do not have a bank account. 40 million black Americans, roughly 20 million do not have a bank account. Pure savagery. Just pure savagery. And they are in the number one country in the world based off GDP. And these niggas don't have a bank account. IQs, man. IQs is a big thing. I'm not talking about taking an intelligent quotient test. I'm talking about just general IQ. What does it take for someone to be able to make solid decisions in the system that we live in? It's not that high. America made it easy for everyone. All you gotta do is be willing to work and have a dream and work towards that dream. That's it. And you bound to make it. When I say make it, my definition of making is not having a multi-billion-dollar home, but have your place to live, a place to take care of your family, feed yourself, clothe yourself, a vehicle, educate your kids, right? You can do that in America. But Negroes? Nah. That's the reason why a lot of the Africans and Caribbean people come to America. They come in here and just rocking and rolling. They come here and be like, shit, all I gotta do is A, B, C, D, right? Yeah, do A, B, C, D, you good. Okay, fuck it, I'm gonna do A, B, C, D. And they do A, B, C, D. Now, the vast majority go through a lot of trauma, but what would they do? Go pull up the numbers for first generation immigrants, black, come from Africa or Caribbean. They're doing very well, very fucking well. You tell a nigga that, you tell a black American that, he laughs. That's why I'm laughing, because I've had so many of them in my life, they chuckle at me. They chuckle. Like, oh yeah, I'm still gonna be that rapper. Nigga, you're 30. I'm just gonna be that rapper. Man, you a stupid motherfucker. And see, I wouldn't have an issue if I knew they wasn't gonna procreate. See, if I knew that you niggas, yeah, you motherfucking niggas would not have a child, I wouldn't do a fucking YouTube video in my life. I wouldn't say shit about this shit. Cause I know this shit gonna die off over time. But how I expect to have a kid that's gonna be deemed black? His father's deaf. I'm a black man for sure. Dog is a black man too. So how am I gonna expect my child to be able to survive when Pookie and Ray Ray are having 5, 6, 7 of these motherfuckers? So when my child go to school, he or she gotta interact with these nonsense motherfuckers and identify with them because they got the same pigmentation, the skin. That's ridiculous. It's downright ridiculous. See, if you a motherfucker that's not about progression, you a nigga to me. You're not black. You'll never be black. Now, everyone else may call you black, and that's cool. There's a difference between a black man and a nigga. See, niggas are Christians. Black men are freed men. They free not just in the physical form, but they're free in the mental form and financially. All right? Now, we understand that this stuff is all relative, but niggers are slaves. That's what they are. I mean, they are the lowest of the social paradigm. All right? They're just bodies. Empty shells. That's it. Zombies. The black church ain't never done shit for blacks post-60s other than sell bullshit God with no change or no hope. And until you motherfuckers start really, really dealing with these issues, like dealing with black ministers, forcing them to start rebuilding your communities, ain't nothing gonna change. I don't blame the white man. It ain't his job to come and save you. Fuck that. Slavery been over with years. Fuck that shit. Especially when they got you in the best place in the world. There's no other place you could find that's better than America. I mean, you niggas keep talking, you Hotep niggas keep talking about going back to Africa. Go back there and see what the fuck happened. You niggas would be dead in 2 generations. See, I know you motherfuckers are just straight up low grade, low IQ, stupid motherfuckers. And see, I have to say it this way so you will wake the fuck up. But you won't wake up. I mean, the only time you're gonna wake up is someone put a bullet in your head and blow your fucking brains out. And then you probably think you're gonna wake up in heaven, but a lot of you niggas, if heaven and hell exists, are going to hell. Cause you're savages. You're straight savages. Straight savages. So, all I can say is the black church is dead. Any idea of morality in the black community is dead. Anything that's philosophical is dead. Anything that's revolving reasoning and logic is dead. In fact, there's only probably about 10 to 15, 20% of the 40 million that probably are black progressive people. All you rest of you motherfuckers are just niggas. They're straight up niggas. The only reason why y'all here is because majority of motherfuckers won't deal with y'all. That's it. They just give you a couple pennies, couple scraps to fight over, and y'all fight over it. And the news People got a job because of you dumb motherfuckers. Cops got jobs because of you dumb motherfuckers, right? All these social policy makers got jobs because of you dumb motherfuckers. Social workers. I mean, motherfuckers are making jobs because of you, because your savagery behavior. All right? And you gonna run to go grab that Bible. Grab a Bible and read it to me. Tell me how many books are in that motherfucker. Since you can't read, since you won't read, you want someone to give you something for nothing. And when someone gives you something for nothing, you get nothing at the end, in the long run. In the short term, you might get a little something, but in the long run, you get nothing. Because you ain't learned nothing. And it's just sad. It's sad that all those brothers out there working for minimum wage, it's sad that they just give up hope waiting on Jesus. Got black bitches talking about they don't need no man, she's married to Jesus. Meanwhile, her kids in the other room starving. Meanwhile, her kids in the other room don't have no guidance, no discipline regimen in place, no true schedule, no plan, no true goals for them. But she married to Jesus though. Stupid bitch. And your poor bastard kids gonna suffer for it. Some of this shit in that Bible makes goddamn sense, man. You know, the sins of the parents do fall upon the children. But see, y'all call it sins against God. That's your definition. I call it stupidity passes down up to the 4th generation. Because majority of motherfuckers that was on welfare in 1960, right? The late generation X, early generation Y, they are on welfare right now, and they're in their 30s. Same welfare, right? The parents' sins, parents' stupidity passed on to those kids, man, and therefore it would pass down to the 3rd generation, right? Those millenniums that's living in the hood right now, we just don't want to see them in 2021, 2025. We don't want to see what these motherfuckers gonna be doing, man. These numbers gonna look crazy. Like, I guarantee you that the out of wedlock births is gonna be damn near close to 90%. It's gonna be really bad. It's gonna be really bad. But again, no hope, no change. The black church is dead.
If you want to hear more of this guy's work, I'm going to leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description below. Peace. I'm out.